Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for week 33. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here and welcome back to this week's news report, where once again it is time to have a look back, see what has happened in the Forex market in the last week, what has happened to all our different EAs. Well, the good news is things are looking up. Things are certainly looking better. Last week was definitely a breath of fresh air compared to some of the other weeks where things have been very, very slow. Hopefully this is the starting point where we're now seeing some uptrends, more profits in the future here. Definitely, if that is the case, then that means we're out of the summer vacation. Everybody's back to work, more volatility, and hopefully also more profits. So in today's video here, we're also going to go through the latest video that I released just a few days ago, which is the one you see on your screen here. We're also going to go over Expert Forex, which has something very, very similar this particular week here. So they are combined very well together. And also don't forget, we have to go through our copy link service. There is quite a few good signals in here, and they are also tied up with the videos that you just saw in here, what you can actually get out of it at the end of the day. We're going to show you everything right here. So as we start off with the Wave Liberator for week 33, in here the top 5 EAs, they are still doing quite well. US Japanese is on top here with $36 or 3.6%, and the bottom of the top 5 is US Swiss francs, only up by $15, 1.5%, and the overall portfolio in here $116, 2.3%. So on average right below the 10% mark for a month. If we have a look at the graph itself, it looks beautiful. You can see it's flattening out quite a bit in the last couple of months here. Monthly returns are still calculated by FX Blue at around 10%. Weekly returns around 2.5%, I guess. And then we have trades per day is around 12.6 with a history of 720 days. So the portfolio here is looking good, still has a very low floating profit and loss of around 10,790, and the closed profit is 42,000. Still going well. And if we have a look at the overall, we can see that portfolio, however, is a bit on the low side for this week, 156 versus 250 and 206 before. So that's a bit of a surprise. This particular EA didn't really pick it up. If we have a look at the RSI Liberator for week 33, the top 5 EAs in here, it's led by the Great British Pounds CAD with $20 or 2%, followed by Great British Pounds USD, $17, 1.7%. And then at the bottom here also, Great British Pounds Japanese, $12, 1.2%. And for this particular portfolio this week, only $76, 1.5%. So that hasn't picked up yet. And if we have a look at the entire portfolio, however, it does look good, still going strong, hopefully coming out of the summer vacation. Floating profit or loss is definitely not too bad. And also here we have plenty of closed profits. Monthly return still calculated to around 10% on a $1,000 account. Trades per day is around 12. History now also 727 days. So not too far off from the Wave Liberator portfolio. And when we have a look at it, we can see that the portfolio itself is actually up $186 versus 156 before. But we want to get back into the $200 or $300 every single week. So let's hope we're going to get that very soon. In the meantime, let's look at the Hedged EA. That is disappointing at the moment with the Euro CAD coming in well, okay, at $24, 2.4%. But when you look at the bottom in here, Aussie CAD, New Zealand USD, only $8, 0.8%. And overall for this top 5 portfolio, only $66, 1.3%. So not really very strong at the moment. It cashed in big time in April. Since then, it has been lacking, trying to recover. And that also means the monthly return continues to drop, now at 10%. Weekly returns around 3%, and most probably that will go down even further. 20,000 pips has been taken in just 210 days, so it has done quite well, and trades per day is around 13. But if we go and have a look at the portfolio, we can see it's stagnated for the past couple of weeks with $74, 84 last week, 72 before. And also in here, we need to be back where we should be, around $200 or $300 mark. The one that can do this is the simple grid trading for week 33. The top 5 EAs in here doing extremely well. Great British Pounds New Zealand tops up at $86, 8.6% just for the week. That's what people would normally like to have in a month. And then the bottom one here is the Euro CAD with $42, 4.2%, and the Euro USD, $41, 4.1%. But totally, that particular portfolio of 5 creates $280, 5.6%. So this is a strong EA. It doesn't have the same smooth curve as you are in here because it has to get back. Sometimes when it has cashed in, it had a drawdown, and then it has a bit of a dip again. Doesn't mean it's actually losing money. That is just the nature and the way it's set up. But we can see that this one here is $1,000 accounts. We actually have 20 of them. And that also means that the floating profit or loss is 3,400. Close profits are 5,800. So this has already entered the money printing phase early on. Monthly returns is a bit on the low side still here, 7.7. So let's hope it kicks off when the summer vacation is over. Weekly returns 1.8. Trade wins 73. So that's good. Trades per day is around 20. So a bit more active than the other ones you've seen so far. And a history now of around 4 months in here, 123 days. So moving forward, and you can actually find a lot of these links now. We're going to add a few more. There is certainly some that are ready to go on the copy link service. So all you have to do is click on the portfolio when you get to the High Tech Investment website, and then go in on the simple grid trader, and that's where you're going to end up. And in the meantime, let's have a look, see what the numbers are. Last week they were disappointing, 137. Now they're up. They are fighting back, 325. So that's great to see. And even though the graph has some bumps on the road, it's definitely, you can see which way it's going, and looks extremely good. Now, I mentioned earlier on that we had a video, and this is the video that we actually made in the past week, and discovering the secret how to actually get your 10% monthly profits. Some might think, whoa, that's very, very low, because when you go on YouTube and you see all these guys that are making millions overnight and just in 5 trades, then everything is there. Well, I don't really believe that is the case. This is hard work. This is long-term trading. And here I explain where you can get free links with no trading skills required. So this is linking up to the copy link service that is there. So run by Expert Forex. And that shows where I just take 3 signals in here, $1,000 accounts. So 3,000, and how I turn that into $8,000 in 1 year. You can obviously scale these things up. So with compounding and everything else, it's 185% for a year. But you can take 30,000 and you can create 80 out of that, and you can double up even more if you have more to invest. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at the Lucky Trader for week 33. The top 5 EAs in here. So the top one definitely is the Great British Pounds CAD, coming in at $49, 4.9%. And then we have the Euro CAD also at a very good $35, 3.5%. So they are definitely above the average. And then we have the lower one with the Euro Swiss francs, $11, 1.1%. And overall, this top 5 portfolio still created $133, or 2.7%. So we're quite happy with that. And we can also see that it has a curve. That one also cashed in big time here back in April. And after that, it has slowed down a bit, but the monthly return is still around 10% for $1,000 accounts, 2% on the weekly returns. Trade wins just below 70%, 32,000 pips, and now a history of 288 days. So plenty of history to go around in here. And if we have a look at the exact numbers, we can see that also the Lucky Trader is back up, the entire portfolio, $180. And that is definitely better than the last 3 weeks of 104, 88, 176. And if you go even further back, 113, 120. So you can see very nice recovery process. Where we want to be is obviously, again, around the $3 or $4 or even $500 mark. That will be nice. Now, I mentioned here earlier on videos, and Alex also sent out a video. This is the premium forum and the benefits that you have in here. There's actually been a bit of a facelift to the premium forum. It looks nice and modern here now, and there's a lot of different parts that you can get for the premium forum. One of the ones is you get 3 free links that you can use, and you can swap them around, whatever it is that you want, and that's where I did the video from. And apart from that, you have different forums, you have one-on-one training mentorship, you can test some of the expert Forex robots that are coming out. So all these things are basically part of a good trading toolbox that you'll need going forward. I mentioned here the link to success, and once again, I've taken the latest Excel numbers in here from Expert Forex and then basically sorted them out for floating profit and loss. I don't want to see anything more than 300. So as you can see, they're very, very low numbers. Return on total drawdown, well, I say at least 100, and you can see they're also quite good. Some have even no risk. Total negative weeks in the last 8, I don't want to see anything over 300. And again, they are extremely low, and then I sort them out, high to low, and we ended up somewhere between 4 to 16%. And this is out on equity. And it's also from here, I have taken from the video 3 of these particular links in here. It wasn't even the best ones on the top in here. They were further down the list. And from there on, you can still create 10% a month. And that should be very, very good if you can continue to do that over a period of 3, 5, or even 10 years. Then definitely you have your retirement plan in place. So this is what we had for you in this week's news report. As you can see, things are actually looking up. Profits are coming in. EAs are working well. A lot of them have already worked quite well for 6 months, 12 months, and even a couple of years here now. Definitely things have stabilized. Now it's just a matter of picking up the profits in the coming weeks and months ahead. And the first place that you will always be able to see that, well, that is on the High Tech Investments news report right here. So I hope to see you next week again, where hopefully we have even more good and positive news. Until then, bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.